Hi, welcome to
Hello, Prof.
Behind the Scenes, a sneak peek and a rough and raw clip of conversations with someone whose public persona you may already know, but you haven't been up close and personal. So let's get to know her more because it's exciting to know interesting things about people we like and admire. Maybe you are her friends, fans, followers, colleagues. So let's get behind the scenes. And our guest today is so special. She is a wife and a mother. She is a CEO of Lobian Realty Group, and she is a product of AIM, National University of Singapore, and University of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm virtual applause to Miss Sheila Lobian.
Mabuhay. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Prof. Pido. Very happy to be here.
Mabon, thank you for making time. Mabuhay ka rin, Miss Sheila. What have you been busy with lately po?
Uh, it's like business as usual. We're back in the office ever since. We only, stayed at home when, of course, we can't do so and we can't go back to our office. But right now we're here. Of course, we take all the necessary protocols, precaution, but we're going out, we're meeting clients also, visiting sites, checking properties.
So has realty picked up lately o hindi pa rin po?
It's better compared to a quarter ago, especially now that the vaccination is happening all over the metro. That's a good sign. We now see the end at the end of the tunnel, right? A year ago, we don't know when this pandemic will end. But today, at least because of this vaccine being rolled out, we feel that the market is moving. It's moving better now compared to like what I have shared half year ago or a quarter ago.
So are you saying, Miss Sheila, na nakakatulong ang vaccine sa confidence ng Realty Group?
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Yes. And this economic downturn, as I have been sharing so many times ago, it's actually because of the public health, this health issue na naging economic problem now. But prior this pandemic, Philippines is doing so well. The whole industry, whole market here in the country, we're experiencing the boom in the market. So if this pandemic, of course, will be addressed. And right now, the government is doing that. That's why nagkakaroon ng vaccine rollout. I think this is already a start of the market recovery. And we are feeling it because we go out every day and we can see what's happening now in the market compared to how many months ago when you go out in the mall, wala halos tao. It's like a ghost town. Today, it's different. You go down here, the coffee shops are full right now. You can see people really going out, and they're braver compared to before. Na takot tayo. Right now, it's so much better. If you go out there, you'll feel that there is movement in the market.
Wow. Your motto at LRG is building lasting partnerships, and your office is in a big building, and your business is about buildings. Ano ba sa building at gusto mo mag-building, building, building?
What about it, sir? No, that excites me. Well, building takes time. To build a construction project, to build a building requires time. Minimum yan for 3, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes from planning to construction to having it up there and having it rented out. So to me, I love it. I like it. I actually enjoy looking at skyscrapers because yun nga, you see patience there, you see art structure there, and that's building lasting partnership because the relationship that you build with the people involved in the project is long term, and it's not like one time transaction. You deal with the owner, the building owner, the landlord, the construction, the technical team, and eventually the tenants, yung multinational companies who will be housed in that building. So it involves a lot of people, and you build a lot of relationships in that one project alone. And imagine how many buildings we've rented out, we've leased in the last what what, 15 years already, almost 2 decades. So that's the amount of relationship that we have built over time. So that's why I said building lasting partnership, relationship, that's the motto, because we're here for the long haul. Relationship is very important to us, and that's why, and you know that, Prof. Pido, our friends, our clients from long time ago up to now, they're supporting us. And I think that's the key ingredient, why we're able to stay here in the business. And even, despite the pandemic, we're still open, we're still working, and we're still, here in the market serving our clients and helping people, in the real estate front.
Wow. Miss Sheila, are all spaces the same or some spaces are better and more sellable?
Depends on location, budget, so many considerations there, Prof. I will not say one building is better. So depending on if you're on the, let's say, buyer or renter side, so you have many considerations, location, of course, the price, safety, etc. Then if you're on the landlord, the owner side, depending on how much budget also you have, you'll build something that's, say, grade A or grade C, and location wise also depends, price wise it varies. Rental in a, let's say, CBD or in Makati is more expensive compared to renting in the southern part of the metro, say Alabang, or northern part of the metro, Quezon City area. The most expensive, of course, would be in the central, like Makati and Taguig, BGC area.
When you see an empty space, whether high end, low end, middle end, or whatever end, do you
Mhm.
see its possibilities or is it hard to envision
Do we is it hard to envision what, Prof, when when the building is empty?
what the space can become?
Okay. Well, I because I think I've been in this business for quite some time already, 2 decades. I think that's long for some people. I can see already and can imagine when I see something, from just the grass, the floor plan, you can already visualize, and the location also, depending on where it is, we know what's gonna be there, or what's gonna be best in that area, what will be appropriate. So for some people, of course, if they're not that creative, it's hard to visualize things. But since we've seen a lot of projects, a lot of buildings already, at one glance, we more or less know exactly, though sometimes buildings and structures are different, but because of the knowledge that we have, we can actually see what's gonna happen in the area.
Mhm.
That's because of the experiencer.
You are the CEO. Now, may I ask you what three adjectives that begin with C, O, best describe Sheila, whether as a woman, a mother, a wife, a boss?
Okay, for C, I'd say courageous and charming. Can I have two?
You can,
And then E, I would say effective, and O for optimistic.
wow, courageous, charming, effective, optimistic, not necessarily in that order.
Yes, can be all at the same time.
You need that combination frequently.
I think most people, sir, would describe me as such. I'd I have I a lot of people said, I have a pleasant personality. That's because I'm always curious. I'm always curious when I meet someone new, people out there. I'd like to know what makes them tick, what makes them happy. And that's how I build relationship. I can easily relate to people. And that's one of my skills, I think. And courageous, I said courageous because not many people or women out there would want to be in a business, right? To have your own business takes a lot of risks. It's not for the for the faint-hearted. So I said courageous because I think I'm brave, to be on your own, to manage a company is something that not many would want to be in. I used to have a very stable career in a Fortune 500 company, and I could have just stayed there, right, and not leave my comfort zone. But I said I still want to see where else I can do, what else I can do, what else I can achieve, and stretch myself some more. So here I am, leading our own firm, our real estate company, and so far, very proud to say that we're able to build this in a very short time, and we're competing with the big boys right now,
Mm.
with the help, of course, of my hardworking team. So yes, bro.
So optimism is helping you through this pandemic.
Definitely, definitely, Prof. Pido. I've been always optimistic. I look at the future. I think that's one of my talents and strengths, that I can see opportunities despite the setbacks, despite what we are experiencing. And if you're a frontliner, if you're a salesperson, I've always been in the front line. I think that I add value when I can bring impact, when I can bring revenue in the company. And being a CEO also requires that you are always somehow optimistic. You're the cheerleader. Your people look up to you. So if you're sad, you're gloomy, and you don't know what's out there, parang they'll also lose hope, di ba? Parang if you, the leader, can see what's beyond this, then paano pa sila? They're only following you. So ever since I think I have this positive mindset. As long as you're alive, healthy, you can do so many things in life. And this pandemic will end, and it's ending, I think it is. In other parts of the world, they're already opening up again. In the US, in UK, half of the population are already vaccinated, and therefore there's this sense of normalcy again. Disneyland is open, so they're going out there. So eventually, we in the Philippines will also reach that stage, and the market will bounce back again. And the private sector, they're all working together to help the economy move back to where we were. So that's a good sign. That's positive for all of us here in the Philippines.
You're good at looking at buildings. Let me go back to what you said a while ago, that you are curious and when you meet someone new, can you tell whether that person can be a potential friend or colleague or client or
Mhm.
partner?
Reading people is like, requires talent, right, Prof? I guess because of the nature of our work, since we meet a lot of people all the time, day in, day out, we meet people. So somehow I somehow became good at reading people, reading nonverbal signals, the way they act, the way they, reply to you, respond to you. So yes, you can see it, right? Your actions will not lie. You can read people from afar, whether they're good or not, or they have a good heart. Or so yes, I'd say yeah, very helpful. And I can spot right away whether this person will be supportive of me or not. If not, then what can I do to make him or her change their minds, right? So but it's like that. You just have to accept that everyone will not really like you, but many people out there would want you to succeed and will help you. So I just keep on thinking that way, that people out there will help me if I also help them, of course.
When you read people, would you include your gut feel?
Normally, yes, Prof. Based on experience, you you can easily feel it, you can sense it, right? You read their body
Mm.
signals, actions. You can already gauge whether that person is genuine, and trustworthy, right? Trust is very important. You build that over time. It's not like you get it right away. So it's series of interaction, and then from there you build trust, and from there people will, of course, because you have the credibility, uh, they've seen how you work in the past, or people would say good things about you, And that's where you eventually build trust, right? So
Would,
that's how I also operate somehow, Prof.
would you have another business aside from realty?
I do want, well, at the moment, this is our focus. Anything about the property, but I'm always open. I think I'm still young, and there are so many things to be done. There are so many opportunities in a growing economy like the Philippines, growing population, growing middle class, so many opportunities out there. We're a very young population, so people will get old and they'll spend. So that's why a lot of foreigners, a lot of companies are coming in the Philippines because of the sweet spot, the demographic sweet spot that we have. Big population, very young age, average age of 25 years old, when the rest of Asia and other parts of the world are growing old. Here in the Philippines, very young, almost everyone can speak English, very talented. So I believe in the Filipino talent, sir, and the
Wow.
opportunities that we have here.
Well, you have so many things to do as CEO, as wife, as mother. You look at buildings, you study people, you entertain clients out. So, can you tell us what activities or things do you do that make you feel lighter and easier and better? Yung pampagaang,
Pampagaang. Well, of course, spending time with my kids, my family, my husband, that's a given. I spend time with them, especially now. So we have breakfast and dinner together. Pre-pandemic, it's a must that we have breakfast together in the morning and still have dinner at night if we can. But otherwise, the weekend is really dedicated for the family. That's how we have bonded in the past and up to today. We love to travel also. We love to go in a place, new culture, experience new things. That's how we learn also. That's how we try to expose our kids also to understand people, to learn different culture. That's the best education, I think, different from, what you see or read in papers, in the books, right? When they see something, that's the best thing. And that's with them all throughout, right, sir? And of course, my me time, I do exercise, Pilates is
wow.
something that I enjoy. I do it as often as I can to relax and to, of course, to keep my shape as well. Health is wealth.
Do you watch your diet?
Lately, not really, sir. But yeah, when we were locked down last year, after that, I said I must go on a diet because we kept on eating like 5 times, 6 times a day. Now we're busier, so my focus is not in the fridge, in the kitchen. So it's good, sir. As long as we're moving and I exercise regularly.
Aside from Pilates, do you have other me times for Sheila?
Today we have to stay home. I don't really go out a lot. But before, well, it's always time with the family. Weekends, we would normally, well, pre-pandemic, we would just go out, have lunch or dinner outside at least once a week. That's it. As long as there is this quality time with
Mm-mm.
the family.
Oh, let's go a little lighter. Maybe play a little game, Sheila.
Sure, sure, Prof.
Meron two words. I'll give you three pairs of words, and then please choose a word and briefly explain why you prefer that word.
Okay.
Okay. Would you go for fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Why
I
fruit?
love fruits. I love fruits, Prof. I can eat kilos of, let's say, grapes, oranges, mangoes. So ever since I love fruits. That's vegetable just lately when I reached 30 years old and up, no? But prior to that, fruits really. I can live with just fruits, eating fruits.
Kilos of fruits. Wow.
Oo. Sometimes I have to stop myself. Summertime, I order kaings of manga and I can finish that in like 2, 3 days on my own.
Manga is your favorite?
Mangoes, grapes, oranges.
Wow. Would you lead or would you follow?
Mm, lead. Because lead, why? Okay. I get bored when I just follow, especially if I don't understand things. Leading is tough. Well, of course, you have to always be brave. You don't have to know everything, but at least setting direction, I like that. Showing the way, I like that. Seeing results. That's why I'd like to lead.
Have you always been a leader since you were a little girl?
Mm, well, high school, yes.
Mm.
Back in high school, yes, I would volunteer, um, nominated as class vice president or head of an organization. I just enjoy that because creating something, doing projects, getting people to come together. I like that. I think because of you meet a lot of people by doing so, and you learn a lot by doing so as well.
Offhand, can you name a person, whether man or woman, whose leadership you like to emulate?
Man or woman? Well, right now, someone far, Warren Buffett is one of the best guys, investors, well respected man uh, out there. And yeah, I like his books. I've read a lot of things about him. So for now, yes, I yeah, he's someone that up to today he's well admired in the business world.
When you have a lot of free time, will you go to the province or stay in the city?
A lot of free time. Well, pre-pandemic would go out of the country.
Mm.
City, because we're always in the city. We monitor what's happening in the property market by looking at all the CBDs, all the business, well, developments out there, whether within Metro Manila or outside. So I'm kind of used to here already. And when I go out, it's more of work. So out of the country is more for relaxation and learning new things and experiencing new culture and educating also our kids somehow.
Which next country would your family go to when it is already all right?
Back in Europe,
Hmm.
we love to go there, sir.
Any
Pre-pandemic.
any specific new destination in Europe?
Any specific new destination? Eastern part, probably. Norway, Sweden, because I have a friend, one of my best friends. She's based in Sweden, so I want to visit her there.
Mhm. So you want fruits and you want to lead and you want to go out of the country. Would you have a parting message to your followers, friends, colleagues, fellow realty,
Mhm.
anyone out there watching us now?
Okay. Well, Prof, first, thank you for this opportunity and more power to you. I hope you know that this project of yours will be very successful and we'll be able to see you again physically, of course. And my message to everyone, just have a positive outlook in life. I know that we're in this situation, pandemic sometimes make a lot of people there out there are depressed and they only see gloomy things because we hear a lot of bad news. But if we focus on the good things, positive things in life, then you'll realize that life is still beautiful. And as long as you have your family with you, supporting you, then we'll get through this. So pandemic is almost over. Vaccination rollout is happening, and that's good. That's the sign that the market, the economy will bounce back again. So stay healthy because health is wealth. Realize that, especially today, that you have to be healthy. Because if you're, you know, you can't work anymore and your health is, I mean, we've seen that, right? Rich people dying because they can't, they got COVID. So stay healthy. I think that's the best message. Health is wealth.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Sheila Lubien. Courageous,
Thank you, Prof.
charming, effective, upbeat. mother, everything. That's it for now,
Thank you,
ladies and
Prof.
gentlemen. Behind the scenes, we will go in a minute. This is Pido Aguilar. See you next time. Another big round of applause to Miss Sheila Lobien. Thank you. And
Thank you.
everyone.